a narrative as if like I'm scared of. I think Devin's a tremendous fighter. Do I think Devin Haney can beat me? Hell no. Hell no.
Yeah.
For me personally, I'm on a different level than everybody.
Yeah.
And when it comes down to boxing, because Devin, he's a boxer.
It's on him. You know what I mean? It's on him. He knows that he's going to get this fade sooner or later. So it's only a matter of time. Obviously, we can't go down. You know, we can't go down to 135. So, you know, he would have to come up. And, you know, he can get this work anytime. He ready.
I see greatness, man. I see greatness. Shakur practically beat him with one hand, man. That jab, man. Most important hand you have, man. You know? And he looked good doing it, sharp. You know what I mean? Distance. He did everything, man.
Shakur Stevenson is gearing up for an epic showdown against Devin Haney at 140 pounds. He's fully embracing the rehydration clauses and stands unwavering in his belief that his skills outmatch anyone standing in his way. The confidence is palpable, and he's ready to prove it inside the ring.
For all of these guys, if y'all want me to come to 147, I'm coming in with rehydration clauses. I don't even do that. Yeah. But why am I going up to these guys' weight classes if I'm not planning on going?
Devin Haney is all in on the fight with Shakur Stevenson, showing unmatched determination and commitment. He's making it clear this bout is something he truly craves, and he's ready to step into the ring to make it a reality.
Of course, still at 135. You can't, you know, say your name without saying Shakur, Teofimo, Tank, right? It just is what it is. Is that fight going to ever happen? Would it ever happen against you and Shakur?
100%, yeah. I think so. I think it.
You think Shakur will grow into whatever weight you're in?
I mean, we're all of us is close to the same size. You know, we're all growing together. We're all like, you know, getting bigger. Well, so, and it's only so many guys, like y'all said. It's only so many guys that we could make big money and people want to see the fights. Which, even though I know that they making new guys, it's guys like Kermel, Abdullah, all these guys want to come up too. So eventually they gonna be there too. But yeah, no, I think that a fight with Shakur is very much possible. Which we try to make happen.
Shakur Stevenson makes it clear he's not afraid of Devin Haney, but warns that Haney's team might try to spin the narrative, falsely accusing him of dodging the fight. He's ready to step up and prove his dominance.
Devin Haney.
Okay.
Devin Haney's probably, to me, I don't think it's hit its point yet, but I think in the next year or two, it'll hit a point where it's like the world is gonna demand, you know what I'm saying? I can see the trajectory feels like it could meet like that.
I would love this fight. But look, you gotta watch what you say with like, and this is not even Devin fault, because Devin is very respectful of my game and I'm respectful of his game. He's a good fighter. But his fans will clip and twist and turn things into something that is not. So I try to be real careful on what I say.
True. This is guy Jay on Twitter. He a big Haney fan. He be always clipping and changing stuff, Jay.
Yeah, they gonna make a narrative as if like I'm scared of. I think Devin's a tremendous fighter. Do I think Devin Haney can beat me? Hell no.
Shakur Stevenson is convinced he's operating on a whole different level, with no fighter capable of taking him down. He firmly believes Devin Haney lacks the power to knock him out, and he's ready to prove it.
Like he's a fucking stone cold killer who's just gonna go in there and try to knock me the fuck out.
Yeah.
He's gonna try to outbox me. I'm the greatest boxer. How do you... So that's how I feel about the fight.
Yeah.
But it all gotta make sense from a business standpoint. I don't like getting up here and negotiating against myself. And,
for sure.
But for me, I'm willing to make the fight.
But do you see it as it being that could, you know, like we always said, the Four Kings, even though you wasn't a part of it, the whole thing, the whole plot is like at the end of the road, there's gonna be two guys left standing, and that's the big fight. Do you see that as that's potentially what that could be?
I'm a bad motherfucker.
Devin Haney is laser-focused on proving his greatness, chasing high-stakes bouts against top contenders like Shakur Stevenson to solidify his legacy and show the world what he's truly capable of.
Fights are not possible. Would you be more inclined just to move up to 140?
Yeah, you know, if I can't get those fights next, or it doesn't make sense for it to be next, I'll probably go to 140, test it out, see how I feel at the weight at 140, and then when the time is right, then, you know, I'll defend my belt at 135. We'll just see, though. I got to go back and talk with the team and see what makes the most sense. That's really all.
Bill Haney firmly states they won't drop down in weight and wait around. If anyone wants to face Devin, they'll have to step up to 140 pounds. No exceptions.
He didn't become undisputed yet. They didn't mention the franchise belt, which directly impacted Devin's career early on, right? And it seemed like, I was saying this on my live earlier, you tell me what you think about this, but it seems to me like there's a lot of people that have tried to block y'all ambition, right? Between you signed to the wrong company, you know, Loma not taking the Devin fight, Teo not taking the Devin fight, Rolly saying he just don't want to fight Devin. Do you see that? Like, how do you see that? You know, as far as like, people know you're ambitious, they know you want to be unified, they know you want to be undisputed, so they put all these obstacles up and they make it hard for you to achieve what you're trying to achieve.
Absolutely. I think it's been historic in the way that they've.
He adds that the bout can happen whenever the challenger is ready.
So we must keep our composure and our patience and understand that it's part of the process. When you're that good. You know what I mean? We can't say it any other way. You know, they're running out of narratives. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's what the people want to see. We don't never say, okay, you know, well, this guy has done something wrong or he did bad business. So, you know, we'll never do it. Obviously, you know, when we go through negotiations and we spend time in there, whether it's put something together for Richard Hitchinson, for him to come back later and to say, you know, I want that fight. Well, when we were trying to make the fight, we couldn't. You didn't want to negotiate. You went somewhere else. When we were negotiating with Shakur Stevenson, instead of him negotiating with us, he said that he's going to go somewhere.
Tim Bradley believes Shakur Stevenson has the potential to outshine even Terrence Crawford in boxing history. While Crawford undeniably belongs on the sport's Mount Rushmore, with his impressive 5-weight division titles and remarkable achievements, Bradley sees something special in Shakur. He acknowledges this isn't about comparing Crawford's multiple undisputed titles or weight class dominance, but about recognizing the missed opportunities due to boxing's politics during Crawford's era. Bradley suggests that if influential figures like Turkey Alashek had been around when Crawford was rising, the major fights with names like Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, Errol Spence, and Yordenis Ugas could have happened sooner, giving Crawford even greater visibility and success.
So like Shakur, just like Crawford was with me, Shakur has the ability to pass Terrence Crawford. Listen up. Now, not in the stance of becoming 3-time undisputed and, you know, going up, you know, that many weight classes. Not from that standpoint. You know, he already has 4 weight classes. Crawford is a 5-weight division champion. But in a sense of having the opportunities that Crawford didn't have. You know, Crawford would have been even bigger than what he is if the politics didn't play into the sport at the time. And now that, you know, you have guys like Turkey Alashek that is able to bridge that gap between promoters and, you know, make these big fights.
With the landscape now ripe with talent, Shakur Stevenson is stepping into an era where top-tier opponents across the 130 to 135 pound range are more accessible, giving him the opportunity to face the best consistently. Fighters like Devin Haney, Lamont Roach, O'Shaquie Foster, Gary Russell Jr., Dalton Smith, and Ryan Garcia are all potential matchups on his horizon. Bradley highlights that Shakur not only has the skill to compete with these names, but also the chance to defeat them, carving out a legacy that could surpass Crawford in both influence and accomplishments.
Turkey was around when Crawford was on his climb. You know, when Crawford couldn't get those big fights with like Thurman and Danny Garcia and Ugas, and, you know, he got it later with Sean Porter, but it was later. But imagine if Crawford was able to have that run and, you know, Errol Spence, Danny Garcia, Ugas, Keith Thurman, you know, the list goes on. If he would have had all those guys on his ledger, imagine how big Crawford would be. he would be even bigger than what he is today. You know, bigger than what he is today. So with that being said, you know, with these fighters hovering around 135, these talented fighters hovering around 135, 130, you know, guys like, you know, O'Shaquie Foster, like I mentioned, going to go up to 135. He's big enough to go to 135.
There's a major hurdle in the way, but as these two fighters go head-to-head, it's clear that barring any foul play, they're both nearly untouchable. The back and forth between Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson highlights the fierce rivalry and intensity among top-tier fighters. At first, there was talk of a new era of the Four Kings, featuring Haney, Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez, and Gervonta Davis, drawing comparisons to the legendary rivalry of Marvin Hagler, Tommy Hearns, Sugar Ray Leonard, and Roberto Duran. The dynamic is set to be just as electrifying.
Haney gonna concede to that? I doubt it. So there's a major obstacle in the way. But nonetheless, as you watch these two fighters fight, you can clearly see, outside of cheating, they're more than likely not going to lose, right? With that said, Devin Haney immediately responds to Shakur. Shakur responds to Devin, right? Again, we had the initial Four Kings. It was Devin, Ryan, Teo, and Tank Davis, right? It was supposed to be the Four Kings 2.0. From the Marvin Hagler, Tommy Hearns, Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran.
Interestingly, Wilfred Benitez, often overlooked in discussions of his era, managed to defeat Roberto Duran, who had his own struggles against the original Four Kings. While Duran defeated Sugar Ray Leonard once, he was knocked out by Thomas Hearns, outclassed by Marvin Hagler, and ultimately bested by Benitez. Despite these significant accomplishments, Benitez remains in the shadow. Similarly, fighters like Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Gervonta Davis, and Teofimo Lopez have often overshadowed Shakur Stevenson. However, Stevenson has started to break through, especially after dominating Lopez. At the same time, Tank Davis's legal troubles and hesitations to step into the ring further emphasize the shifting dynamics and opportunities reshaping the modern boxing scene.
We had that Four King era, but nobody mentions Wilfred Benitez. And the fact remains is Wilfred Benitez beat Roberto Duran as well. And Roberto Duran is 1-4 against those guys. He beat Sugar Ray Leonard the first time. Outside of that, Roberto Duran, he lost to he quit against Sugar Ray Leonard. He got knocked out brutally by Tommy Hearns. He got outboxed by Marvin Hagler and outclassed by Wilfred Benitez. Right? But he's overshadowing Wilfred Benitez. And I felt like these guys, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Tank, and Teo, overshadowed Shakur Stevenson. And now Shakur Stevenson has shined a light by dominating Teofimo Lopez.
Bernie Thawboxer reacts to the upcoming Shakur Stevenson versus Devin Haney showdown by acknowledging the incredible legacies both fighters have built. Shakur is now a 4-weight world champion, a 2-time lineal champion, and a 2-time Ring Magazine title holder. He's also a 2-time unified champion at 130 pounds, with standout victories over top-tier opponents like Teofimo Lopez, a fighter who consistently rises to the occasion. Shakur's accomplishments are a testament to his skill and determination, setting the stage for an unforgettable fight.
After the fight, Conor Ben comes into the ring. They talk, have some words, but Shakur Stevenson said, I want to put that same rehydration clause you put on Chris Eubank. Tell me, what did you get out of that moment in the ring?
Well, I heard on the press conference where I think it was his manager said that, that was a clown move, but I think Shakur invited that, I don't even know if I would have said all that about Conor being right then, but I think he really wants that fight. He really wants the money for the fight. He been saying that. And now he came through victorious. I think he really wants that money for that fight. He wants the money for the...
Devin Haney, on the other hand, is a 3-weight world champion and has held the undisputed title. Bernie stresses that if Shakur Stevenson is serious about facing Devin, he should do so without hesitation. Battling Devin at his prime would leave no room for excuses, ensuring Shakur gets full credit for a truly monumental victory. Bernie believes both fighters are elite, but overcoming Devin in his prime would solidify Shakur's legacy as one of the best fighters of his generation, showcasing his exceptional skill, unwavering determination, and championship caliber.
He fights accomplishments because now Shakur is a 4-weight world champion. Devin is a 3-weight world champion. Devin was undisputed, but now Shakur is a 2-time lineal champion. So he's a 2-time Ring Magazine winner. 2-time unified champion. If you want to add the ring, as far as with the WBO, he was unified at 130. So he's a 2-time unified champion, 2-time lineal champion. Beat a guy like Teofimo Lopez, who rises to the occasion. Had a close fight with George Kambosos. You can make a claim that he was fighting out of frustration or out of emotion, and that was it. He was in his prime too, Josh Taylor seemed to be drained at 140. Not taking away from Devin, but he was already moving up to 47, they were saying. Lomachenko was a little older.
Shakur Stevenson recently delivered an exceptional performance against Teofimo Lopez, with Buse Ennis highlighting just how impressive it was, especially considering Shakur fought with virtually one hand. His jab boxing's most essential weapon was sharp and precise, flawlessly controlling the distance. Every move Shakur made was calculated and effective, showcasing a level of technical mastery that left Lopez looking out of his depth, despite his experience and athleticism. Critics had long questioned Shakur's resume, arguing he hadn't faced top-tier competition, but against Lopez, he silenced all doubters. Technically flawless, Shakur made Lopez struggle simply because he was up against one of the best.
I see greatness, man. I see greatness. Shakur practically beat him with one hand, man. That jab, man. Most important hand you have, man. And he looked good doing it, sharp. You know what I mean? Distance. He did everything, man. He did everything right, man.
A lot of people thought it would be a tough fight because Teo's athletic, Teo's experienced, he's fought on a high level. Mm-hmm. And, they were critical of Shakur. Right. He ain't fought nobody and this and that. Yeah. He made Teo look like everybody else.
Made him look like an amateur. Man, he looked like an amateur. Yes.
Now, technically, what did you see? Right? Where did Teo go wrong in that fight?
Where he went wrong?
Yeah.
Fighting Shakur. That's where he went wrong. Fighting Shakur. I knew he just running his mouth. He just was talking, man. I knew that from the beginning, even the time when
Even with his left hand injured, Shakur Stevenson dominated the fight, relentlessly throwing his jab and using his left hand only when absolutely necessary. Buzzy highlights that Shakur could have secured a stoppage if needed, yet he chose to manage the bout with intelligence and poise, despite the injury. His performance not only displayed his technical skill, but also his mental strength and composure in the ring. Fans in Philly and beyond witnessed a true masterclass, with Shakur firmly establishing himself as one of boxing's top talents. Even while hurt, he controlled the fight, proving that greatness isn't about perfect conditions, it's about skill, heart, and unshakable focus.
Yeah, Shakur knows he could have got stopped too, but Shakur hurt his left hand. His left hand was hurt. If you notice, he was using that jab a lot.
Yeah, jab and then the hook.
And he threw the left hand every now and then. Because I was screaming out. Everybody said they heard me in Philly.
Yo, we can hear you on the TV.
Yeah, that's my young buck. You know what I mean? And I was telling him, throw that straight left hand. Then I noticed when he did throw it, he wasn't throwing it real hard. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But he looked spectacular, man. You know what I mean? You can't ask for nothing more, man. And with me, you care about what people say, man. They always want to talk about you and say, oh, he should have did this, should have did that. He did everything that he was supposed to do, and he did it right.
The showdown between Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney is a highly anticipated battle that has fans buzzing with excitement. Both fighters possess extraordinary skill, speed, and determination, making every second in the ring unpredictable and full of intensity. Fans are breaking down their styles and past performances, passionately debating who will emerge victorious. Every punch and movement will carry immense weight, with the stakes at an all-time high. Shakur's technical brilliance will meet Devin's agility and power, creating a clash that promises explosive action. The energy surrounding this fight is palpable. and it has the potential to be a defining moment in both fighters' careers, delivering one of the most unforgettable bouts in recent boxing history.
Fight that even remotely sparks my interest for Shakur Stevenson is this guy right here, Devin Haney. Look at them, they're the same size. Obviously, Devin's moved up to 147. Shakur demands a catch weight. We'll see if Devin goes for the bait, because I think Shakur Stevenson, there's no doubt about it, he has the skills to compete at 147 to be 5-weight division champion. I feel like that would be...
That's a wrap for today's video. Stay tuned for more, and we'll catch you next time.